little bit about, your path to making one of the most recognized blogs in the field, like just a little bit about that journey, starting your blog, making it what it is today. And again, like specializing more into the, you know, healthy lifestyle, sports brands approach.
Yeah, well, when I was working for Red Bull, the energy drink company, the blog really started because I was reading business books and productivity books and trying to just become better at my job. I was
Right.
trying to figure out ways to be more successful in my role at the time.
Yeah.
And what I would do was just read books. Then I would either underline or highlight as I was reading. And then I would even transcribe out, a one pager or,
Mm,
what my key learnings were from that book.
right. Right.
And initially I was doing this just for myself. And then I think it was in
Yeah.
a conversation with my brother. He said, you're spending all this time reading these books and writing down what you're taking away. You should publish that. And
Mm,
so initially the blog started by just publishing the one pagers or the takeaways
right.
from the business books that I was
Right.
reading.
Huh.
And then over time, it became a combination of learnings from things that I was reading, but also things in my own life that were working.
Right.
Initially, all within business, productivity, that side of things,
Yeah.
and then over time, got closer to sports and really all around sort of nutrition, healthy lifestyle, and the habits that people can have to
Right.
live healthier, longer lives and kind of
Yeah.
perform better day in and day out. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, like that's really fascinating. I think you're touching upon also something really important in terms of just that continuous, learning process and just always looking to kind of like, how do I better myself in the role, like in my personal life. And I mean, like, I think it's just, something important for the students here listening, to just make sure to grab those notes, when you're reading a book or something that you think is interesting along the way, because again, you never know when you might look back at it or utilizing it for something like a project, like a blog.
I think that's right. Yeah, there's so much to learn for everyone,
Yeah.
regardless of what stage you are in your career, and you can learn a lot on the job. But I've learned a ton from books. I read a lot, and it all starts from sort of a genuine curiosity or what I'm
Right.
interested in, and I think that's what's helped to make my blog successful. Is it all starts with stuff I just want to know myself, and
Right.
then I'm kind of writing it for me, somewhat selfishly, to be honest. And
Yeah.
then people have seemed to benefit from it. And so it works out all around.
That's
So that's
awesome.
been really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, plus I think is a good point too, because I feel like, and I know this, from my days, studying as well. I think sometimes, even if we're very young and kind of ready to go, we sometimes think we're kind of done learning. When you graduate and you're like, now I'm ready to do, all the stuff that I learned in school, and I'm just gonna, use my skills. But it is like just a continuous learning, and always being hungry, curious, and obviously humble along the way, which is extremely key in the process.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like the longer I've worked in the industry or been in my career and all, sometimes it feels like the less I know. The world changes so fast, right? So
Right.
just continuously be open to learning and kind of being a beginner again at a lot of different things, I think is really healthy, regardless
Yeah.
of whether you're starting out in your career or you've been doing it a really, really long time.